Hello, Taurus. This is Rebecca with Empathic Crow. So when I was writing down my initial impressions for you, I heard hurts like a bitch. Hurts like a bitch. And that's all I got. So we're going to see where we're going. I've got the Crow Tarot in my hands. I've got the Urban Crow over here. Yeah, we're going with the Crow Tarot. I'm going to shuffle a couple of times. If you're new here, welcome. This is a general reading. It is focused, or I am focusing on the energy of August 2026. However, as we say, and some people may or may not realize, any of the messages are timeless, because just like this crow feather that was in the yard when my husband and I went to walk the dogs this morning, and it literally was right in my husband's path in front of him. If something is meant for you, you will find it. You will see it. You will hear it. Even my Yogi Tea message from this morning was in alignment with another thing. So you use your intuition and your discernment to decide whether a message is for you. So Taurus, if hurts like a bitch is sounding like something you resonate with, oh my goodness, we got two aces, then this may be your message. We had the Ace of Swords that was coming out. And I'm hearing cuts like a knife, but it feels so right. What was that? I didn't sing the right melody because I was trying to think. I think is it Bryan Adams? Na, 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 na. I think so. Cuts like a knife, but then we've got the Ace of Cups. And it feels like a powerful relationship ending. I'm having a hard time speaking because as I'm saying it, I'm feeling, and I'm not having medical issues. I'm an empath. I'm, what do they call it? Clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant, whatever you want to call it, all the things. So this is, for whoever this reading is for, this may be how you feel, whether literally or figuratively, that it's like your heart, whatever this hurts like a bitch, cuts like a knife is, like your heart is just feeling like somebody's taking it and grabbing it, and it's just hurting for some reason. Well, I mean, because it cuts like a knife and it hurts like a bitch. And I'm immediately seeing with this Ace of Cups, this is heavy, Taurus. So if you need to, maybe you want to watch this, but I don't know, it may be difficult to watch. You can save it if you'd like to, or just trust that it'll come up again if it's meant for you to see, whatever you need to do, because this is still putting in intensity. I'm going to take a sip of water, and it feels like communicating it may be hard for you, because I was not having issues with talking before, but my throat chakra feels like it's affected. In fact, I looked out of the corner of my eye and I've got the throat chakra candle. Let's light that actually. Let's light that. The heart chakra candle, I don't know if I can light because that one is pretty far down. I've got to make another one. So let's light this throat chakra candle. Well, there we go. Whew. Taurus, we're going to see where we're going. But this one is feeling like it's going to be a bit difficult. We'll go ahead and put that there. For you over by the lepidolite heart, the selenite heart, the quartz heart, the selenite or satin spar pieces, black tourmaline. Let's see where we're going. So with this Ace of Cups, notice there is a sun there, but it's hard to see the sun. The sun is behind the cup. The cup is overflowing, which can be a good thing, but this feels like an overflow of emotions. But I also feel like you're trying to like block those emotions, which is making the chest and the throat close up more. It's making it harder. With these lotus flowers down here, there have been a lot of things that have hurt like a bitch and cut like a knife. It's been hard, and they're pink, so it's heart chakra. It's been a hard thing to be able to face that. And this crow looking down in this cup, I'm seeing it right now as like a grief kind of pose. Let's go back to the Ace of Swords. With the Ace of Swords, it is cutting through those clouds. It's even coming out over the top of the mountain. This is something that you're going through, and it is hard, but notice there's also a victory wreath up at the top, if you can see that green wreath up there. There's a victory wreath. When we go through hurts, it's very difficult, and it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like our world is being rocked. There's a red flower here. It's not only that stability and foundation, but this is also the memory. That's part of what cuts, is the memory. Poppy's memorial. But it's hard because it does feel like a loss. It's interesting because I've not paid attention to whatever is going on up here in the corner of the card. At first, what it looked like was the black flag with the white flower on it, 555 on the clock for the death card, 555 change, death card, change. And then the more I looked at it, it almost looked like Jack Skellington, I know that sounds funny, staring out of a little hole. So this could be, what would Jack have to do with staring out of the hole? I'm seeing him right now peeking into the doors in the forest where there were the different entrances to like Christmas Town and Halloween Town and all the different holidays. I heard peering into the windows of the past and saw the poppy again. So that's kind of like, now I'm seeing a viewfinder, which the viewfinder didn't have actual pictures that would connect with you. But it did have the little, you could put the little round disc with the images in it and put it in there and see the images. So it's almost like a slideshow of those memories of your life, but it feels like there's a focus more on the things that hurt, because it feels like there's a fresh wound that is, oh yeah, my mouth is getting so dry, that has re-triggered for you some things that are just really difficult. Like so my clairsentience empath things are just really going off in your reading, Taurus, because it's like my head is hurting so bad. It feels like somebody's got a vice grip on it. My chest is tight. My throat is tight. This is a full body response to that hurt and pain. Spirit, what's going on for Taurus? And we are in the Mercury retrograde, and Taurus. Okay, so Sagittarius for several readings, and Capricorn, there have been quite a number of signs, but especially those two that have had some pretty intense readings, and it feels like we're kind of there for you this time. The 10 of Wands. So this is like a representation of all of those hurts, or even if it wasn't a hurt, just difficulties, burdens. And I'm feeling like swallowing it down, just moving on, but it's harder this time. It's harder to just move on this time. Like, I want to cry because it just feels like it hurts so much. The sun is behind the clouds, but it's still there. And there's this fern right here, so there is growth. There are even these flowers that are new beginnings. The flowers are red, orange, and yellow, so that root chakra, stability, foundation, feeling safe and secure. And then our sacral chakra, that place where we allow ourselves to feel things, allow ourselves to feel love, intimacy, passion, creativity, joy, all those things. And solar plexus, where a lot of times some of these emotions, especially if anxiety is involved, get stuck. It's like you can feel it in your gut. It's a visceral pain. It's nauseating right now as I'm talking about the gut, but I feel like you don't know what to trust or what to do. Now I know why I kept being drawn to the pale yellow of the card. I just haven't talked about it yet. My head is pounding. And even with this crow picking up that final wand, there's like this resignment, this resigning yourself to, it's just another hurt. It's just another hurt. Cuts like a bitch. All right, let's go to the Light Seers Tarot. And let's see if we can kind of get some direction, because we have the emotion. And as I split the deck, the Star card is what I split to. Yeah. She looks like she has some hope. The Star card can represent healing. It can represent that connection between emotions and the water emotions, the grounding, the earth. It can be nurturing, and it's a connection to, I just heard home, whatever home feels like to you, but that connection between your self as you and your body and your higher self, or any divine connection that you have. It can also be visibility, but with this Violet, I'm feeling like this is more connection with you. The returning home isn't necessarily returning home to a specific place. I know I say this a lot, but it's returning home to you. It feels like in this, you feel like you've lost yourself, or that your hurt is what defines you. Maybe it feels like you've been through so many hurts that you're just tired of all the hurt. Make sure these are going the same way, because I like my cards to be a certain way. Whew. It's like a little glowing flower or something, but it almost looks like a big dandelion seed. I call them wishes. This is a difficult one, and I've noticed this before in one other reading, but her wrist have like wristlets or something around them, but it almost looks like they're bound. And I feel like, yeah, because I just heard your hands are tied, which is what I was going to say. Feels like your hands are tied. Seven of Swords. I feel like this is you feeling like you're caught in the middle. You're like, there's, I'm hearing a spotlight on the situation as I see the moon beams coming down on him. You're caught in the middle. Somebody else is the one crying out, and I saw the title for the duck and dodge message from what, a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago. If that message resonated with you, or if it sounds like something that would, it was about kind of trying to duck and dodge between the hard situations, not really facing them, just kind of moving around them because we didn't necessarily want to deal with them. That was the Taurus read for, like I said, a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago. And it feels like that you can't hide now. That's coming back. So it's either speaking up and speaking out, or moving on. Speaking up and speaking out, or moving on. And that desire to go within and heal is something that is necessary. It's not necessarily making that decision right in this moment. And it's also getting away from whatever these crows may represent for you, the things that are keeping you feeling like you have to make a choice. Because it feels like you shouldn't be made to feel like you have to make a choice or else. And you don't want that. This is heavy energy here, Taurus. I'm trying to get us through the stuff because we don't want to bypass the difficulty, but also looking at, okay, so what can you do? That's what, when I get to a stuck point and I'm struggling, not that I'm any better than anyone else, but what I try to ask myself, and what I would teach clients 1414 in the past, was asking myself, what can I do right now? Or what is one thing I can control? And it may be a small thing, like even just going outside, or choosing to focus on yourself for a moment, or not immediately responding to something, whatever it is. So we've got the Knight of Swords that came out. So there's a lot of swords. Well, there's 3, but more swords than any other suit right now in your reading. We've got the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. And this Knight of Swords he's running toward his motorcycle, and there is a bird over top of him, and he does have his weapon, and it's very similar. Of course, 7 of Swords, we skipped ahead to the 9. 7 of Swords, it feels like you're trying to get away without being seen, get out of the situation. 15-15, not necessarily get away. But the Knight of Swords feels like making a decision and choosing to take action, to move forward. Now, sometimes when I see this sparkly stuff coming off the back, I see it as like an energy boost, or like you're leaving a trail of, I don't know, magic, whatever you want to call it. But for some reason, I'm seeing it as like Spider-Man, and it's like your web has the potential to keep you stuck in the past. Those thoughts, those emotions have the potential to keep you stuck in the past. And I heard, but keep going. So not getting caught up in the past. You've got a decision that you're going to make, and it's not going to be easy. But instead of like this card where you're surrounded by all these curves and this one calling out and you don't know what exactly that means, are they helping you or not? The bottom of his shoes are red. He's gotten grounded. We talked about getting grounded with the Star card, maybe some other cards too. And then you've got this bird up here that's like a guide, like you're following that bird. So like I said, it's whether that's your mind, your higher self, whatever you want to say, or a divine connection, it's you being able to feel more clear-headed and able to make your decision yourself, not feeling pressured by the situations and others. And as I've said that, headache's gone, chest is opened up, throat is opened up. Like this, not being in that situation where you're trying to just not get involved and actually making a move in a direction that feels right for you, whatever it is, doesn't even have to be involving 1717 on the clock, anyone else, is part of what sets you free. Again, no headache, no nausea, no chest issues, no throat issues, nothing. And I'm not saying that, yeah, look, we got the Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. This is you, again, pulling back from all these loud voices, situations, whatever it is that's going on, and focusing on you and what it is that you need and want. And using your inner knowing or connection with divine, whatever it is for you, as a guiding light, a map, a way for you to find yourself home, a way for you to find yourself back to yourself. Anything else from the tarot for Taurus? Anything else? We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I don't reverse my cards, and when I went to pick her up, she was kind of wonky. The Queen of Pentacles, she is confident within herself. She has already done the things that she needs to do to heal. She knows what she wants. She's sitting there in comfort, and I feel like that's what you want. Ultimately, you want the Queen and the King of Pentacles to have built up that life and to feel nurtured and to feel comfortable and confident. And even though things may still happen, that you feel like it doesn't bother you as much. And Spirit's saying, in order to do that, again, it's connecting with yourself and not feeling pulled or drawn toward whoever is the loudest. That's what I heard. Whoever is the loudest, whatever is the loudest. It's you being able to prioritize things for yourself. And it hurts. I'm being pulled back to this Ace of Cups. Those emotions. It hurts. Sometimes you may have made a choice in the past and it felt like it hurt someone else. And it did. And sometimes that someone else, the hurt was for you. Sometimes it was you, sometimes it was someone else. And you may have a hard time cutting through all that, like cutting through the difficulties of the past or how decisions from the past, you may have even meant them to be in a good way, but they didn't work out the way you wanted. It doesn't mean that it was bad. Like I'm seeing right now, All right, you know how whenever it snows or whatever, and if you live in an area that's prepared for the snow, if you don't live in the South like I do, you may not understand this. But if you are familiar with this, maybe you do. So the superintendent has to figure out whether they close the schools or not. And I've always said I would never want to be a superintendent because either way, you're not going to make someone happy. I have been in school when there were times that it should have been closed and it wasn't, whether that was in K through 12 or college or whatever. But superintendent, we're talking about K through 12. And it should have been closed, but they didn't close it. And people got in accidents or got hurt. So then people are upset, understandably so. And then I also remember there was a time in high school we were irritated to have to make the day up. But the meteorologist, I don't know why I couldn't say that, forecaster and meteorologist were trying to come out of my mouth at the same time. We're saying that it was going to snow and, it was going to be pretty bad. Schools decided to close because, there had been these accidents and things before. And nothing happened. It was a bright sunny day. You cannot prepare and plan for everything. So whatever decision you make, the way that you get into this, the way I hold the cards, the way you get into this Queen of Pentacles energy is by saying, what do I want? Regardless of what other people want. If it feels like a good decision for you, you're going to be taking responsibility for the outcome either way. So it's focusing on what you want to do, not what you feel like you're being pressured to do by others. We got the 10 of Swords. Yeah, 10 of Swords here. And what I love about this 10 of Swords from Light Seers Tarot, especially for you in this reading, Taurus, is that it's not an image of someone laying on the ground, pinned down by the 10 swords. This is a person who is walking into the light. And these crows, hawks, whatever, birds of prey, whatever you want to call them, they are up here and they're just there. They're not attacking. They're not crying out, anything like that. They're not creating any problems. They're just there. It's an acceptance of all the things that have happened before. Otherwise, you're stuck in the hangman position, which is requiring a perspective shift. You're either looking toward the light or you're feeling like you're drowning and the light is out of reach. All right, so with that, we are going to move forward. Where are we going for you, Taurus? I feel like first we're going to go to a Soul Truth card. I've already shuffled these. These are questions, Soul Truth affirmations. That one just popped out. Where am I with my health goals? Now, there were a lot of symptoms that were coming on with the beginning of this. So I am not a medical professional. I am not even in a mental health capacity anymore. And even if I was in a general read or any service that I provide right now, I am not giving you that type of advice. However, if anxiety has caused you to have any issues, please, whoever you are, even if you're not Taurus for this reading, seek advice or care. Because stress, anxiety, all of those things can cause issues that are deeper than just a symptom or a sensation that goes away. So you focus on using your own discernment as to what it is that you need. So where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? What will it take for me to feel well? If my body could talk, it would say. So that's kind of like a prompt. And then the soul action is feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. Make some new, exciting goals to take your health to the next level. And with this, it feels like I said, there were so many physical sensations that I was sensing in the beginning, like the tightening of the chest, the throat. As I said, prolonged or chronic states of stress, anxiety, grief, depression, all of those things can lead to actual health conditions or issues. So whatever it is that's going to feed your body, whether that is emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever it is, Taurus, please focus on taking care of yourself. We had this star card, healing yourself, asking yourself, if my body could talk, it would say. And maybe that's part of what helps to guide your decision, is focusing on what you need to nourish yourself and to nourish your body. I know that was a heavy message. We'll go to the Mystical Shaman pocket deck and pull a card. Try to get something to just end this on an encouraging note, because I like to do that, because nothing is all dark, nothing is all positive. This is not trying to bypass the shadows. This is just saying, if we feel like we're just caught in the dark, the spiral 55, which is change, excuse me, coming on again. It was like a tightening of that change, that spiral. Oh gosh, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. That's why I got the guidebook. We're going to look at it. But if you feel like you're just caught in this loop, it's overwhelming. But sometimes we forget that getting out of it is something that we get to choose. We get to choose what we, like, what is that phrase? I'm kind of seeing and hearing it right now. You don't have to accept every invitation to the fight or whatever it is. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, Taurus, my chest is like tightening back up again. So if anyone's feeling that tightness, like, oh God, where are we going from here? What's the next thing? Take a deep breath. I will take one with you. Ready? Let's take a grounding breath if you'd like. Let it go in your belly and release. Whew. Taurus, it may hurt like a bitch, but let that shit go. All right, the spiral. So these words are really small. I just had an eye appointment. I said this in Gemini's reading, and they did not say that I needed readers, but this book is small and my lighting, I like it a little more dim. The essence. From galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, because it does look like a shell. Here, I'll hold it up for you while I look, or I'll try to. We'll go like, well, let me use a different finger. Go like that. All right, here we go. I think I've got it where I can see it. Don't make fun of me. If you do, it's okay. We'll laugh together. All right. The spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape is, well, you're just going to have to look at it right there. I need light. And all the light is on that side of the room. All right, that's what it is. It's not my eyesight, it's the lighting. That's hilarious. Okay. The spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's conscious and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depth of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to new reality. Whew. Okay, so that was a lot of words, and a lot of words that are very poetic and very meaningful, but at the same time, it's a lot of words for a read that feels so heavy already. So let's just say that this spiral, like even the tightening of the chest that I felt when this card first came out, the emotional imprints, the things that have happened to you, they are going to imprint within you. And we have to kind of be able to move through that. It's still a part of you. It's not that you can get rid of it. It's that you're adapting and changing and growing and finding a different way. As I went to read it, I completely lost track of what the book had said. So hopefully that makes sense with it. Plus I have notifications coming in from some posts that I posted earlier. So we'll see what that's about later. I didn't put the phone into whatever mode. So we're wanting to be able to release those things from the past, those thoughts, those beliefs, those things that were ingrained in our system. Because otherwise we're reacting and responding to things that may or may not be the same, but it feels like it is. You deserve some peace, Taurus. So we'll go ahead and put this back toward the light. To renew yourself. You must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time, and let nature take its course. Know that the new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides you on your journey of renewal. So we had the Hermit. I won't pick them up, but we had the Hermit, the Star card. We also had the Ace of Cups. I feel like this is part of that journey of healing yourself, of knowing that these 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, those are things that happened, but those are things that happened in the past. And it's not that something similar may not happen in the future, but you've even moved through those already. You've already grown, like the lotus flowers in the mud or in the water here. They grow through the mud. You've already been through that journey. So this is a different battle, and you're coming at it with a different wisdom, a different sometimes approach, and a different point of view. As long as you allow yourself to pull back, take a deep breath, and focus on the situation as it is now. So the medicine, the spiral announces a descent to the depth and a rebirth. A descent to the depth and a rebirth. So again, going into the shadows, the traumas, emotional imprints, difficult times, to come back with a different perspective, to come back feeling more refreshed and renewed. Allow nothing to get in the way of this process. It's the time, as the time is right and the forces of nature. This is weird because I can see it and I'm reading it. It was 31 when I said that, but it's almost like this resistance to fully saying it. I feel like resistance to communication. This is why we lit the communication or the throat chakra candle. Resistance to communication. Like, you may feel it and you may believe it, but actually communicating your truth or communicating what you want can be harder. And I think that's for most of us, but it feels really difficult right now. All right. So allow nothing to get in the way of this process as the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor. Using stones, twigs, or yarn, build a spiral on the ground. So this is something you can do. It's kind of like a practice that might be helpful. That is large enough to walk through at least 3 times or 3 turns. Enter the spiral slowly. Once in the center, offer to the feelings. Why is this so weird? Okay. Once in the center, offer to the earth the feelings or situations that you no longer want in your life. As you walk back the way you entered, feel recharged for your new journey. I've never, like I said, I haven't used this deck a lot, but I've never had that much issue reading these words. And yes, it was a little harder. I had to turn the light on at some point. I think it was during Gemini's reading. Yes. Because it is darker in here. I have my curtain closed. It's a dreary day. And even though I have lights on, they're all over there. So I may have to put a light back in this corner. I had done it before so that there's a light source that's actually showing me the words. But just, I think that is the encouragement, just to know that this is a journey of renewal. And it can be kind of scary because it feels like, with a spiral, sometimes it may feel like we're going back into, I'm seeing like a washing machine and the clothes are spinning and like plopping around in the washing machine. But it doesn't have to feel that way. And part of that is how you focus on it. So Taurus, I really feel like that's the read. It is a longer one. I think it was 33.55 just now when I looked up. I hope that this was helpful to you. Remember, these are general readings. If you would like to explore your personal situation, I do have private reads available through a live booked session, or I do have a recorded option that you can purchase as well. Because it is considered a digital product because of digital delivery. Because I send you a private link through your email to the video. It does have sales tax with it, so just to let you know, but it's $55 plus the sales tax, so it's less than $60. All right, so and that's usually about 20 to 30 minute read. I didn't put a specific time on it because it's hard to kind of gauge. So that is that. All right, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If this is your first time, I hope that you will come back And again, remember, this is for the energy of August 2026 for Taurus. However, whenever you see it, it could have a message for you. And I hope that you return, and I'd love to hear from you. So if you want to leave a comment, or if you have any questions about booking and sessions, you can email me or message me. All right. Thank you so much, Taurus. Take care. Take a deep breath. Take care of your health. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Focus on you.